How's it going, you beautiful bastards? Welcome back to another gaming video. Today we're talking about the Video Game of the Year Awards 2024. Now, I just want to quickly say that there is a lot to cover when it comes to the 2024 Game Awards. Like, there was just so much stuff happening. It was just new IP after new IP being announced. They announced all kinds of stuff here. I mean, we got a new Elden Ring game. It's not a DLC. It's a completely new game that is basically mashing together Elden Ring and Dark Souls. It's literally a wet dream of mine coming to life. It looks amazing. The only problem that I do have with this so far is the fact that it seems to have a heavy emphasis on co-op. I don't have a problem with co-op games, I just don't have any friends. But yeah, I will probably find a way around that when this new Elden Ring game drops. There's also another game that caught my eye. Let me just pull it up over here. I can't remember what it's called. It's got a very AI-ish name. Like, this name seems like it was generated by ChatGPT. But yeah, it's called Shadow Labyrinth. Shadow Labyrinth. It is basically an entire video game of the Pac-Man episode of Secret Level. For those of you that haven't seen Secret Level yet, I definitely do recommend checking it out. And there was an insane Pac-Man episode in this series, and now that entire episode gave birth to this entire video game. I mean, I'm assuming the episode basically just promoted the video game. I guess they kind of had that all figured out. But yeah, that episode spawned this video game, which looks absolutely phenomenal. A very interesting take on Pac-Man as we know and love. There is another game that immediately caught my eye. This is from the same people that made the Yakuza video games, and this is called Project Century. Now, Project Century, I don't know why. This game, it just immediately, I fell in love with it. I immediately fell in love with it. I mean, just look at this image. There's a dude there smoking a cigarette. That is just, it just looks so badass. Now, it reminded me a lot of Sifu in a way, and of course Yakuza, because obviously it's the same developers of Yakuza. But it looks like you're just gonna be basically walking around beating the shit out of people with pipes and crowbars and whatever you can find. It looks like a good time. Okay, this is definitely probably my most anticipated game of 2025. I believe it's coming out next year. I do hope so. And yeah, and then yes, what else do we have? Okay, of course I did mention Elden Ring Night Rain, which is going to be more co-op focused. And then we've got Turok Origins. Everybody forgot about Turok. The developers of Turok forgot about Turok. I'm genuinely surprised that they are resurrecting this game in the current day and age. But honestly, I'm here for it. The trailer for Turok just looks absolutely phenomenal. So I'm really glad that Turok is finally making a comeback, and it definitely deserves it. And this looks very deserving. It looks like they put a lot of heart, a lot of soul and passion into this project, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. These are basically my most anticipated games. I wouldn't necessarily call myself a big gamer, even though I do spend most of my time playing video games, and I would basically play anything. But yeah, aside from that, I wouldn't necessarily call myself a big-time gamer, so, I'm not looking forward to stuff like The Witcher 4 or all kinds of stuff like that, all of these sequels and everything, because I haven't even played and beaten The Witcher 3. I mean, I played it, but I never actually beat it, So there's a lot of sequels, of course. I mean, The Last of Us 2 is getting remastered, but I mean, hey, it's getting a PC port, so that's good. Stellar Blade is, of course, getting a PC port as well, which I'm very excited for, in fact. But yeah, aside from that, the show was very good. I mean, Space Marine 2 didn't win a single reward, which honestly has me in tears, because that was definitely the best game of this year. Fuck off with that Black Myth Wukong shit. I want to be slaying Xena scum, okay? I want to be hunting down Tyranids 24/7 with my battle brothers. But yes, aside from that, I gotta keep the Emperor happy. So I voted for Space Marine 2 in literally every category of the Game of the Year, and it didn't win a single category, not even a single one. Astrobot took so many goddamn rewards, and it even got Game of the Year. I do have to say, I think it deserved the rewards that it got, but it did not deserve Game of the Year. Even though it's a great game, I do think that it kind of robbed Black Myth Wukong of that, because I think that was actually the best game that 2024 has seen. But nah, apparently Astrobot is the best game of 2024, y'all. Sony definitely did not pay them to do that. But yeah, aside from that, there was this one guy during the orchestral like performance in the show. He had a flute, and then the next moment, like every time the camera pans on him, he would just have another instrument. I mean, one moment he had a flute, next moment he had like this modified kazoo, and I mean, when it all came to an end, he had this massive fucking trumpet that looked like something a Dark Souls boss would use, literally. And honestly, that was probably the highlight of the show to me. Not even Snoop Dogg, not even Hideo Kojima, which, I mean, Hideo Kojima, just look at that fit, fam. I mean, just go look at it. Hideo Kojima was absolutely dripped out, okay? This dude knows how to dress. He's got a fashion sense, all right? I bet this motherfucker plays My Dress Up. No, not My Dress Up, darling. What's that game called again? I had to Google that shit. It's called Dress to Impress. I bet that motherfucker, this dude over here, plays Dress to Impress in his free time, because this motherfucker has style, okay? He looks straight out of Cyberpunk 2077, and it's funny because he was actually in that game. But yeah, we got a lot of big announcements. I mean, we got The Witcher 4 coming, of course. That's one of the bigger ones that I do remember. We do have the new Mafia game on its way. There were a lot of announcements. There's also a lot of sequels and stuff. I don't care too much about the sequels because, like I mentioned, I haven't even played most of the prior games, but there were also a bunch of fresh IPs. We've also got the people that made Shadow of the Colossus working on a brand new game that is currently untitled. It is completely nameless, but it also looks so good. Like, there is a lot, or well, there was a lot that came out of this that basically gives me hope for the future and for 2025, because I think that 2025 is going to make such a massive comeback in the gaming industry. Like, I'm not that anything is missing or wrong with the gaming industry, even though there are a lot of obvious flaws. I do think that 2025 is going to resurrect not only gaming, but my personal love for gaming. I'm very excited to see what else is in store. Unfortunately, though, we did not get any announcements regarding Bloodborne. There is no Bloodborne PC port. I hate to say it. There is no announcement of any Valve game getting a sequel. There's no Left 4 Dead 3. There's no Team Fortress 3. There's no Half-Life 3. I know we all waited for Half-Life 3, but I mean, I guess we're going to have to wait another decade. That game will probably release when Gaben is busy rolling around in his grave. But yeah, aside from that, we also didn't get Grand Theft Auto 6, which won the most anticipated game reward, I believe. And I mean, obviously, everybody's looking forward to Grand Theft Auto 6. A lot of people are acting like crack addicts, like scratching themselves and itching and everything, because they just want to see more content regarding GTA 6, and we're not getting anything. We're starving, motherfucker. We're a bunch of Ethiopians up in this bitch. And I mean, not to hate on Starvin' Marvin or anything, but yeah, we definitely do need a Grand Theft Auto 6 update. We don't know if we're even gonna get the game anymore at this point. It just seems too good to be true. And what I've learned is that if something seems too good to be true, it usually is. Like, it might not happen. We might get World War 3 or an alien invasion or some shit before GTA 6 drops, but honest to God, I'm just hoping and praying that we get to see the light of day when that game actually releases. It's going to rape my PC. Like, my PC probably won't be able to handle it, but that's fine. I believe I've got a few years before it actually releases to work on some upgrades. But yeah, that's about all that I really wanted to talk about. We didn't see the Bill Clinton kid, which is now a semi-famous podcaster. I don't even remember his name. But yeah, unfortunately, he didn't make a guest appearance on this show. It would just be the fucking funniest thing if they bring him like as an actual host for next year. That'll just be the most goated thing to do imaginable. But yeah, a lot of games winning rewards. Helldivers got a few. Fortnite was mentioned quite a lot, surprisingly enough, even though they didn't necessarily showcase anything new. They just showed the new stuff that we're already familiar with, like the first-person ballistic mode or the new Lego update. But yeah, Fortnite was showed quite a few times and heavily promoted, to be honest. We also had Snoop Dogg up in this bitch, but honestly, nobody was hyped for Snoop Dogg. I mean, he performed great. I don't know why everybody was so dead. It was an absolute dead crowd. But yeah, I really had a fun time watching Snoop Dogg, you know, just emoting on stage. We got some Todd Howard. We just got to see how short he very much is. especially compared to the guy that he was standing next to. Like, honestly, it was just doing him a massive shame. He looked like one of Santa's elves, to be honest. But yeah, aside from that, there was this one dude that made It Takes Two the game of the year of 2021, I believe, maybe 2022, I'm not sure. But yeah, that dude is working on a new game which also looks really good. I just can't remember the name of it. It'll probably come up to me somewhere. I could probably Google it right now, but I'm too lazy. But yeah, it's basically this co-op game where you play with two chicks, or not you play with two chicks, you play with one chick and your bro plays with the other chick. My average Friday night, am I right, guys? I'm just kidding. But yeah, aside from that, that game does look pretty cool, and the guy that makes them, or at least the guy that announced it, that dude is just fucking cool. Like, he was dropping F-bombs like nothing. I mean, his children, his two daughters were sitting in the crowd, and he was just dropping F-bomb after F-bomb, and nobody gave a shit. They were just like, yeah, this dude's cool, we like him, he's got a good vibe. But yeah, that's about it for the 2024 Game Awards. I'm really looking forward to next year. Please do tell me down below if I missed anything important that I should have mentioned. I'm pretty sure some of you out there would. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing day, and I will see you again in the next video. Peace out, y'all.